Austin should be able.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Beyond the Ropes BTR. My name is Fernando, aka Retro Relapse. To my other side, hopefully I'm pointing the right way, is my brother from another mother, Randy, aka Randizzle. What up, Randy?
What's going on, man? Another day, another week of
Yeah, Blue
wrestling.
Meanie.
Another week of wrestling. I can't
Oh.
do it like you. I can only do the Sabu and the RVD. I don't got the D'Lo. I don't got
shimmy a little bit.
I don't got the D'Lo head wiggle, so it's not that working one too well for
Oh,
me.
the head, gotta love the head wiggle. Oh man, that boy is a beast. Don't even get me started with that. That boy, let's go. Man, when I saw stuff, all right, you just started the tangent. You mentioned D'Lo Brown. But before I do that, we always got to throw it out there and mention, hey man, check us out. All the socials. We're starting to move and groove a little bit. We got anywhere you catch us on anywhere you find your socials and anywhere you find your streaming podcast because we're on it. You name it, we should be there. If we're not on it, name it so we can be there because we want to share some wrestling with you. And back to what I was talking about, D'Lo Brown in TNA, son of a bitch.
We really popped off. He really popped off on TNA.
That boy showed us why he should have been a champion in WWE, but how bad WWE held back on him. I don't know if we've ever touched base on this on the podcast before.
Never talked about D'Lo. Never talked about D'Lo other than the Nation.
Is a sleeper of a fucking wrestler, son of a bitch. For being a big boy, he was very agile. He was very, dude. He could do it all. He could do it all, and it really pains me that they never showcased that when he was in WWF. Yeah, he came around. He should have gone back, or they should have asked him back. But they had their angle and stuff that they wanted to go with everything, and that shit still pisses me off, dude. That shit's still upsetting. He was a hell of an athlete, man. He really was and he would show out every night, everything. There's a TNA channel on, if you have a Samsung TV and you have it connected to the internet, there's a bunch of TV channels that are on there if you ain't got cable, because who has cable anymore? Everybody does streaming stuff, right? I mean, I have YouTube TV, which is like cable because you see live stuff that's going on regular TV or whatever, and that's how I catch, AEW and all that kind of stuff. But on the Samsung Plus or whatever, they have a TNA channel that's just dedicated to all TNA stuff, and you see all their stuff from all spans, from when they first started till almost up to date, maybe a year ago, something like that. But a lot of times they do like a lot of random clips. And just one Saturday morning, I had it on. I was eating some tacos, eating my breakfast tacos, because I'm Mexican. I love doing that. Eating my breakfast tacos, getting fat like I always am.
Mm-hmm.
And D'Lo Brown pops up, and he's fighting AJ Styles, and it was a young AJ Styles. And son of a bitch, man, that match went off. And it really got me. It was like the end happened, and I wanted to see what was going to happen afterwards because it sounded like someone else's music popped on, and it went to a commercial. And I was like, "You son of a bitch!" And then when it came back from that commercial, it was a completely different match from like 10 years later.
Yeah, they do have it live on Thursday. They have it live on Thursday, but they do show like random clips of random pay-per-views, random episodes, just random shit. Mm-hmm. It's awesome, and I almost had the same thing happened to me. I was watching on mine. It's on Pluto TV. It's an Axis channel, and it's all TNA all fucking day. And when you turn on my TV, that's the first thing that comes on every fucking day. You turn on the TV. But same thing. I saw D'Lo when he was with Aces and Eights later in the years. But even then, man, he was. They call him the Enforcer because he was whooping people's asses. He was whooping people. He was putting the boots to fucking Sting and fucking Hulk Hogan. Like, come on, dude. Like, the main event mafia was kind of trying to go away, but he's putting the boots to him, and I was like, D'Lo. I fucking loved his frog splash. That's one of the best frog splashes.
If we were to do a show, we would have to do like, you know what? That's just always. It's always when it comes from the hip. We're gonna have to do a top 5 or top 10 move list show where we just, we're gonna have not maybe top five finishers, top five angles, top five this, because you can't beat a good list show. You can't beat a good list because you mentioned that top five. That's just a segment in itself. Top five frog splashes. Rob Van Dam, Eddie Guerrero, D'Lo Brown. Who else? Rey Mysterio. Um,
Montez Ford, if you want to get someone new.
Montez Ford. Yeah, there's someone newer. Montez Ford. There you go. I mean, we could probably get to 10 and even discuss them, and just the way people flare them out. It's awesome to see, man. It really is. It's awesome to see.
Dirty
And look
Dom.
at that. Yeah, you can. Yep, because
Add
following
him
like
to
his
the
papa.
list.
Both
Add
his
him to the
papas.
list.
There you go. I know because I was going to mention Dirty Dom. I was like, but yeah, no, no,
Fuck it,
that
right? Fuck it. Dirty Dom. Dirty Dom.
that sound. You know what? That yeah, dude, that would
Next Tuesday.
watch.
Catch
Keep watching.
us. Catch
Keep
us next
watching
Tuesday for the
because it's
list.
gonna happen. It's gonna happen. We're just gonna make a top list of top things, and it's just gonna be at random. It's random top list, top feuds, top heels, top bases, top everything. Because they only want to talk about the top. You want to talk about the bottom? Maybe we will make a bottom list. A bottom list would be cool too, because you know what? We don't give enough heat when we should. I think we don't play heel enough. I know we put our likes out there. We put the things that we kind of, I really like this and I really like that. But what about the things that I don't like? Top fuck yous would be Nia Jax 2.0, Willow. You're on my
Dink.
list.
Dink. Fucking
Dink.
Doink the Clown's fucking little midget friend. I
Oh my
hated
god,
Dink.
Dink.
I hated Dink.
There we go. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Yeah, we're gonna have to, because the bottom is always something else. We never talk about who's at the bottom, and obviously, let's segue this. There are people that are at the bottom right now that are not even in the program anymore. And the reason why I'm saying it is because people got let go from WWE recently this past week. What's
Yeah,
up with that?
a good amount of people got let go.
What is up with that?
Some that were in active storylines, but like you said, they're in the bottom for a reason. And we touched on it a little bit on this past Tuesday, where not everyone can be a star, and this is
Mhm.
a contract business where you're a 1099 man. You're a contracted employee, and if you can't live up to what they're paying you or what their expectation is, hey man, it is what it is. It's just business, and in this wrestling business, you have to get over. No matter how you do it,
Mhm.
whether you're utilizing social media, you're doing funny shit that gets people's attention, you're doing killer promos, you have badass matches, badass moves, whatever the case may be. And sometimes it's just a luck of a break. Maybe you just need a good break or a good storyline, and boom, you're at the fucking top. So you just
Mhm.
never know. And like you said, a lot of people. This is another round of let goes, layoffs that they've been doing for years. I mean, it's not just WWE. Everyone's like, oh, well, it was Vince McMahon, or now it's Triple H, or it's TKO, whatever, dude. Like, Tony Khan has let people go because there's only so much TV. There's only
Yep.
so much TV, and
Correct.
if you're gonna pay for these top guys or new faces to kind of showcase, like someone has to get put in the back burner, unfortunately. And there's only so
Mhm.
much wrestling and so many things. And I'll give Tony Khan credit. He does allow a lot of his wrestlers to do indie stuff so that they keep them active and maybe to get hot in the indies. And he still has them signed, and they can come live on AEW programming or Ring of Honor
Mhm.
programming, and they showcase. WWE unfortunately doesn't have that, but they do have a lot more live shows than AEW, so
Very
they're able
true.
to get the reps and pander to the crowd and try to get stuff over, try new things. That's how people get shit over. John Cena rapping, that didn't happen on TV. That happened on a live show. Started kicking
Mhm.
off, let them do it, let them do it. All of a sudden, boom, he's fucking rapping on. He's a doctor of Dunkonomics. So there's a
Exactly.
lot of things, a lot of things, a lot of things.
Mhm. Speaking of WWE not having a lot of TV time, they kind of did start making something else that is kind of working for their non-TV time, which is Speed, WWE Speed, and
It's a Twitter
that's
show,
kind of a
right?
way
It's
to
a Twitter
showcase
show.
some. Yeah, it's the internet show that they do 3 minute matches, and they're kind of using that as like a dark match kind of thing per se, and it's really kind of pushing out different stars because I believe they have a new WWE Speed champion. I cannot remember right now who it is top of my head.
It
Oh,
is
it's El
Sol Ruca.
Grande Americano.
Oh, he's the men's. The Sol Ruca from NXT is the women's champion, speed champion right now.
Ah, okay. I'm
Yeah.
thinking of the men's right now. El Grande Americano is the new speed champion right now.
Nice.
So
Oh, before we get into it, I am doing a month of local Texas beers, and this week is Southern Star Bombshell. It's from Conroe, Texas. I've
Southern
used to
Star is a good beer.
Yeah, I used to live in Conroe. I found this brewery by mistake, just randomly driving up and down these highways, and it is fucking delicious. So if you have a chance, pick up some Southern Star beer. I've never had a bad tasting beer. All of them, I've had them all, and they sell them at HEB. So
Bombshell Blonde.
Bombshell Blonde, here it is.
That's a
No,
strawberry blonde.
Strawberry Blonde. Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Strawberries in season right now because Shiner Bach is doing the same thing also with their strawberry blondes are out there right now. So that's how you
Yep.
know what's up. Mm-hmm.
Strawberry Blonde, Southern Star. Bitch. I won't be fighting anybody because I'm at home. Whoa.
There you go. You're gonna fight the shadows in the background.
I'll fight my demons. That's what I'm doing.
There
Trying
you
to fucking
go.
fight them off. And the only way you fight them off is with the delicious Southern Star Bombshell Blonde Strawberry. Mm.
Crazy enough. Talk about those layoffs, man. I was reading something on Braun Strowman. Uh, he's kind of, it's not so much that he's injury prone because he does have, you know, he has been injured before. He has been dealing with some injuries in the past, and I know that was one reason why they had let him go previously.
Yeah, a couple of
Um,
years ago, to 2023, I think.
yes, or 22, I think, because remember he was doing that, trying to do that, bring up another
Control your
promotion
narrative.
with
Control your narrative.
yes, yep, CYN with EC3, Ethan Carter the third or whatever. Uh, that of course fell through because Braun Strowman got hired back with WWE and said you a deuce, and well they got no one really else on there. No one else wanted to jump on that narrative. But I was reading that he deals with paralysis in one of his legs. I want to
Oh,
say his left leg is maybe 15% paralyzed or 20% paralyzed to the point where, he can't. He can do so much, but a lot of it kind of hurts afterwards. So I know that's something that a lot of wrestlers do deal with, especially older ones. So that kind of sucks, but they did leave the door open so that way he can go back.
gotcha. Maybe his release outside of maybe not being in storylines is health reasons, right? Unfortunately, I can't pay you, but I what I've heard online and stuff like that. Obviously, we'll take it for face value. It's online, right? You just never know what's true. But WWE does take care of people outside, especially people who have drug habits and they want to get clean and on sober. They have programs for them and people who are going through shit or got hurt while wrestling for their business or their corporation, and they do take care of them. And maybe this is something that they're like, dude, you got to treat this before it gets worse in the ring because he's been having these physical battles with Jacob Fatu. It was only a matter of time of, and even before Jacob Fatu, he was having those battles with Bronson Reed. Like it's only a matter of time before something bad happens and he really, really get hurt. So maybe that's why they let him go, get his shit situated.
Yeah.
I can't speak on that or for him specifically, but maybe some other people also are just maybe just weren't pulling their weight. That happens too. So
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a crummy situation when you're having to be let go because of some of your health reasons. But I mean, if they're still going to have some kind of severance for him afterwards or whatever like that, hopefully it was good with his money or he's got some sponsorships behind him that'll definitely help him out. And speaking of sponsorships, nice little segue. If you're watching this on Twitch right now and then or on the playback, you notice we got a nice little background now hanging out with us where you're seeing us around. Shout out to our producer, Mr. Brusso, Cody Brusso the Bull, Brusso361, for helping us out and making some nice little ECW esque backgrounds. Very nice, very very fitting for the show. and we have a little spot there. It's sponsored by. If there's anybody out there who wants to sponsor the show, and you know, we help you get some views on whatever product you got, and you want to just help us out and just, you know, throw some shirts our way or whatever. We don't care. We don't
Yeah,
care. We'll put the name on there,
throw some
dude.
swag. I wear hats. I wear t-shirts.
Yeah. Love a good shirt. Love a good koozie.
You know what I'm
I'll
looking
do my
for?
things with
I'm
koozies.
looking for a beer company to support my habit of drinking every day.
Don't say that, because you're gonna
Drinking.
end up.
I'm a
You're
social
gonna end up
drinker.
with.
I'm a social drinker. If you say you're
Don't
gonna
say
drink, I
that.
said socialize.
Don't say
Okay.
that, because you're gonna end up being sponsored by Bush or Old
I don't give a
E
fuck.
or Mickey's.
Give me Schlitz. Give me OE. Give me fucking Frio
Steel
beer.
Reserve.
Just give me Steel dude. Give me whatever. Give me that Kentucky beer. What's it called? I forgot. It has a little fucking unicorn.
Oh
I
man,
don't
yeah.
care. Beer is beer.
Old Milwaukee.
Old Milwaukee. I am not biased. Hell, Miller High Life, the champagne of beers.
Champagne
Woo!
of beers. Let's go.
Woo! Alamo beer. There's Freetail. There's what is
Oh
there?
yeah, no, but see, now you're
Carbot.
asking for the high stuff. See, that's the problem, is that you're aiming and you're putting your bar this high, but you're really only gonna be about right here. So don't
Hey,
ever.
shoot high or aim high. Hey, if it goes low, beer's beer, buddy. Beer's beer. I'll drink Steel Reserve. I don't give a shit. I'll drink Frio beer. The 30-30? The 30-30? Come
Oh,
on.
the dirty
Come
third. Let's go.
on.
Natty Light. It don't put up a fight.
They don't
Let's
put up a
go.
fight. That's right,
Let's
shit.
go. Oh.
Time to party. It's about the
Mm.
summertime. It's almost summertime. We need a beer sponsor. I'll wear your shit everywhere, to the lake, to the fucking driving around at work. Hey, whatever.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. You know,
We also need an
well,
energy drink because, well, Fernando drinks a lot of energy drinks.
shoot, yeah, I do. I need to stay awake.
There
Can't
you
go
go.
to sleep. Ain't no time to go to sleep.
See, he needs to stay awake to keep the demons out, and I need a drink to keep my demons away. It works, right?
It's a
It works.
win-win.
It's a
It's a
win-win.
win-win.
It's a
I'm
win-win.
not straight edge, but I'll drink a good energy drink or two. You know what I miss? If you're trying to put them both together and you want to have a blast of a time where you get so
Come on.
jittered up
Come on.
and blasted
Come
out,
on.
let's bring back the sparks, baby. Let's bring back the sparks,
Oh,
because I had that.
I was thinking we were leaning a little more towards Four Locos. Let's fucking get crazy.
No. I don't know if you remember. We're gonna take this back to, like, I don't know, 2010, 2011, where you had the battery silver and orange can, 16 ounces, where it's just a knockoff Red Bull mixed in with a malt liquor that got you jazzed up. It was at least 8 or 9%, and man, that thing, it'll get you fucked up and wired at the same time, where you don't remember the fact that you're running naked down the street.
Sounds like a good time.
Oh,
Bring
yeah.
back Sparks. Let's
Bring 'em
get
back. Bring
let's
'em
get a
back harder.
petition. Let's get a petition. Start bring back Sparks. Hell,
I've seen.
bring back old school Four Loco. I love old school Four Loco. Let's get
Have you
crazy.
seen the new Monster energy drink, the hard monsters?
Yes, I just drank those. I actually got this week. I just finished. I finished those maybe 2 weeks ago, but I got this one. It's a Mountain Dew, hard Mountain Dew.
Oh,
This is Cold
okay.
Red. It was delicious. They have Baja
Okay.
Blast, Cold Red, the orange one, and the yellow one. I forget what they're called, but
Okay.
they're pretty good.
That's interesting. That's it. You know, that is a good thing to sell to the kids nowadays, right? You know.
Hey, you know what? It's healthy. It's zero sugar.
It ain't gonna mess up your kidneys that bad. There's no sugar.
No.
It's diluted. It's diluted. But it's alcohol.
it's only 5%. That's like a regular beer. Come on
Yeah,
now.
yeah, you're right. You're right. I've had some IPAs that are a little bit stronger than that. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Shit.
yeah,
Drink some Shiner Heffenweiser. That's 8%. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong on that. You're not wrong on that. But you know, let's get into a little bit of I don't know, this past week. Any good things out of Monday Night Raw? I know, real quick before I throw it out there, because I know I'm a fucking chainsaw. You need to fucking start you up and but put it
Mhm.
out there. This Saturday, Mother's Day weekend. Shout out to all the moms. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
WWE Backlash. I know we had to take home Raw. Tomorrow is to take home SmackDown, and Saturday is PLE Backlash. Give me some thoughts on what you got going on.
Well, there's a lot of matches I'm not interested in, but actually, although I'm super interested in Randy Orton versus John Cena, I am now intrigued by this. United States Championship match with Jacob Fatu, LA Knight. Who else is in that match? Do you have the list by chance? It looks like it
I
looks.
don't, but I can pull it here.
Yeah, please, please. But I'm very interested in that particular match. It was just set this past Friday, and I guess LA Knight and Jacob Fatu are gonna have a little rivalry, and Solo Sikoa has been, hey, you wouldn't have that championship without me. So I don't know. Maybe they're planting the seeds for whatever's going on. There's a lot of things going on in the new bloodline because, well, the two brothers are out with injury, so it's not really the new bloodline. It's just two family members, two family members. So. But I'm pretty pumped about that. I'm actually pumped about that match. They kind of got me pumped up this past week. Oh, it's Damian Priest, LA Knight, and it's a four-way. It's LA Knight, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, and fucking Jacob Fatu. So
Okay, so I've got the card here.
uh,
Let's kind of run it. Let's run it down so far. We have this kind of looking like a Raw pay-per-view, only because of the fact that we have 5 matches so far that are chilling on here. And we got Gunther and Pat McAfee.
okay,
That's just the
that's a Raw match. That's a Raw. Yeah,
We had the Women's Intercontinental Championship with Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch.
that's Raw.
How are you feeling on that one? That one's kind of
Well, I'll give Lava Carey. She kind of stepped up her game.
I know what they're doing. They're trying to use Becky as a heel to bring up Lyra.
Yes,
right now,
absolutely.
Lyra needs to push, and she hasn't gotten it on her own.
You said it. You said it a couple of weeks ago. Why I forgot she's a champ. She's pretty boring, and she is. Like she needs a good dance partner. She's probably one of those people who is a champ that needs a good dance partner. Other champs just make it work by themselves, and whoever you throw with them works. But she needed a boost, and why not put her mentor, her fucking idol, her ex-trainer, the reason why she got into business, Becky Lynch, in there to kind of light that fucking fire and see where it goes. Now, if she can't make it happen for herself or she can't get herself over, well, it's time to take that strap off for her, give it to someone else.
Yeah, and Becky would be the perfect person to kind of hold it for a little bit and run with it and then see what they can do with it, because right now the women's division's kind of fizzled out, not gonna lie.
They got rid of a lot of people also, so that's also the tough part. So
another match is showing on here: WWE Intercontinental Championship, Dominic Mysterio versus Penta.
I'm a big Penta fan, obviously, right? But I like this run. Dom put his time in, and I want to see it happen. They've been talking shit since Penta's got there. Dominic Mysterio's been talking shit about puro pendejo or whatever he said. That's what that means, puro pendejo or whatever the fucking calling mamon and all this other bullshit. So I'm interested to see it. This will help build up Dominic, and this will give Penta pay-per-view exposure more so than what he's already had. So it's a win-win because Penta just got there. I wouldn't want him to get pushed immediately, only because Dominic Mysterio has pushed his way to the top. So, but I love Penta.
Can afford a loss right now.
Absolutely. He's still high.
Yes, and I still think that this is not going to be a clean win for Dominic. It's going to be a win for Dominic, but there's going to be some interference, or it's not. Who knows? You know what? Let's play a little devil's advocate on this one. That maybe that Penta's going to need some backup eventually, and maybe this is the barn burner, the little flint starter to get the Lucha Brothers together for a couple matches.
That wouldn't be bad. I mean, honestly, Rey Fénix has been doing really well against Pablo Escobar and that little group, the Fantasma, the Legión de Fantasma. They've been doing good, and Andrade's been interjecting himself here and there. So they're building that up. Obviously, there's a pay-per-view coming up, the Worlds Collide. So I get that part, but it doesn't hurt to kind of let them do their thing.
It would be
bring a circle back.
About there's a tag team match, the Judgment Day versus the Lucha Brothers at Worlds Collide.
Who is Dominic Mysterio's partner? Finn?
No.
JD? I would say Carlito, since he's Mexican or Hispanic.
That would work. Would work, but I think they would use JD just for the fact of
high flying,
keeping it same size, and that he can run around and take the high flyer moves.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad thing. But also Finn was Prince Devitt. He used to be in Mexico and Japan, so that also doesn't hurt for star power to kind of get some eyes
True.
on there. So hey, I
Yeah, I mean, we're just shooting off the hip on this one because I mean, it could go anywhere, knowing that it's not going to be a clean win, and knowing that it's not going to be a clean win is what's going to be good for business on that.
exactly.
If you're trying to build up something else
It
that's going to
it
lead to keep the fire going.
yeah, it doesn't make Penta look weak because he got cheated out of it, and it keeps Dominic a heel right now. And even though he's been getting a lot of face reactions lately, so it doesn't hurt to keep him, still bring him heel, keep Penta safe because he got beat, not because he got beat 1, 2, 3, because he got beat by disqualification. So
Yep. Next on the list, the match you're talking about, United States Championship Fatal 4-Way match with Jacob Fatu, the champion, versus Damian Priest versus LA Knight versus Drew McIntyre.
if this match wasn't so close to WrestleMania, I would like to have had seen Drew Mac hold the title because Jacob Fatu just got there. LA Knight already held it. Damian Priest is kind of, he's a tweener right now. Like, I don't know how I feel about him, but I still am a big supporter of Drew McIntyre, and I would love to have seen him take this title, and maybe he does, but Jacob Fatu just got it. He's only defended it once, so I don't think it's time for to take it off of him. But I think that'd be a great fatal 4-way match. It really will be.
I agree. I'm a big I do like the bisexual Undertaker Damian Priest. I am a fan. I do like him. I've been liking where he's been, showcasing that he's not just another big dude. Like he can actually do some shit and talk his shit, and he's got that. He's building more of that Razor Ramon swag. So it works out for him being the Puerto Rican demon. It's helping. Having LA Knight in the mix, it just makes sense because he's not going to go for any world championship right now. He's going to keep it mid card, which is fine. Drew McIntyre, they just don't know what to do with him. I'm not a big fan of Drew. I respect the man. I respect his wrestling. I know he's been all over the place. He's built himself back up, but there's no place for Drew right now.
Yeah, he's fallen off the top cards right now. Obviously, there's a lot of focus on Cena and Orton and Jay and whoever else is about to
But
fight.
realistically, and whatever is, Drew McIntyre needs a faction, and it would be a smart play to put him with Seth Rollins.
I told you, man.
And-
I've been saying it.
I know you have. I know you have. But now the more you see him floundering,
Yeah,
the more you see that he needs to
A
be a part of
stable.
a faction.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs a stable. He really needs to be part of a faction or something that's going to help support what he's trying to do because he's lost. He just comes in and runs his mouth and doesn't really have anywhere to go. So,
Yeah.
oh, you know what? You guys are fighting. Well, I'm going to intervene over here for your championship because I hate CM Punk.
exactly.
And I'm going to do it over here because I hate CM Punk.
I hate Roman Reigns because he cost me my whatever, right? The
Yeah.
bloodline cost him this, so he's gonna find his way. And you're right, he's floundering right now, but he just signed a new deal, so he ain't going anywhere. So you gotta start utilizing him a little more. See where you build up it.
If you're gonna put him in just to lose to matches, you're kind of wasting him a little bit. I get it. Everyone has their ups and downs. Not everyone's gonna have a badass fucking win streak. Like it matters in WWE, but sometimes it does if you're trying to make momentum towards the championship. You don't want to be seen on the losing end all the time, or just win it on a roll up. I mean, that's kind of old school and dumb.
Exactly.
Not to say old school and dumb is wrong, but it's more what entertainment value does it have if you're an entertainment company? You're not a wrestling company, you know.
Exactly.
And Jacob Fatu, I mean, dude is shining even brighter than when he first started, which is badass because everybody knew what capability he had to be a shining star. Now he's just really putting it out there, and it's awesome. It's awesome to see.
Yes.
One more on the match card so far, which you did touch on. Undisputed WWE Championship, John Cena versus Randy Orton.
That is a SmackDown match since he is the undisputed champion, and
Correct.
this brings back the old feels, man. 05, 06, 07, that feud has run deep since they started. Pretty much came up around the same
They've been
time.
wrestling 25 years. They've known each other 25 years.
They came up roughly the same time from OVW, so like that class had Randy Orton, John Cena,
20 years. I'm sorry, 20 years.
Bautista, Brock Lesnar, Shelton Benjamin. Like that class was heavy hitters, and unfortunately only 2 fight for WWE right now, and one's in AEW, prospering as always in a tag team right now with Bobby Lashley. So I mean, it's gonna be a match, and I hope that John Cena pulls the same shit he did in WrestleMania and just slows everything down and makes people hate him just a little bit more. It's not gonna be Randy Orton who takes the belt off of him, but it will be sure as hell very close. Very, very, very close to see what's going to happen. And it doesn't matter what happens because if Randy Orton wins, badass number fucking 15.
Yep.
Badass, like one step closer to meeting John Cena or just even getting Ric Flair's record. It's all good. So I'm pumped about. I'm
Exactly.
actually pumped about that match. Two great wrestlers. One more favorite for me than the other, but I still enjoy both of them. So
It's going to be a slow match, but it's going to be worth watching because you want to see every hit that's going to happen. You want to see how they're going to play everything. Are they going to go into the crowd? Are they going to go into the announcer tables? Are they going to take it up the stage? Are they going to do anything old school outside of the box? And are we going to see Travis Scott come in and mess up everything again? Are we going to see Cody Rhodes come out and try to mess something up because he's upset at Cena and this builds for a three-way match at the next PLE or SmackDown taping, whatever.
what's the next one? Isn't it Money in the Bank? Is that the next one?
No, yes, I want to say yes. You know what? That's a
Yeah, because
do I
that would lead to a great ladder match for the briefcase, if just a minute or whatever. So
thank you and shout out to our unannounced sponsor, SmackDown Hotel, for always giving us the information that we need on the spot every time we need this information. But I've been reading off the cards because they keep us up to date, and we need to keep really supporting these guys because they do what they do for us wrestling fans. And the next pay per view that we have here actually is a Saturday night main event,
well, we won't
number
call it pay per view. That's
39.
not a pay per view, but they treat it like one. They treat it like a big
They treat
deal.
it like one. May 24th, Tampa. It's Raw and SmackDown in Tampa, Florida, the Yuling Center.
The day
But if we're
before
gonna
fucking Double or Nothing.
day before Double or Nothing, and then on no Double or
Yeah, that's
Nothing.
the 25th.
Oh,
It's a
well
weekend of
on
wrestling, baby. It's a weekend of wrestling.
Double or Nothing
It's
is
the
on May
20th.
25th, and so is NXT Battleground Tampa. It's also on May 25th.
Well, I'll be watching AEW. So
Of course, same. But the actual next big PLE is going to be the WWE Worlds Collide, which is June 7th, the Saturday, and that's probably going to be during the day because in the evening is WWE Money in the Bank
in LA,
at the
right?
same place
In
in
LA.
LA,
So Kia Forum
Inglewood,
and the other
California,
and
Intuit Dome.
into it dumb. So you got the Kia Forum for Worlds Collide for the AAA NXT mashup, and then you have the Inuit Dome for the Money in the Bank, the big pay per view. So that's badass. Like,
Hmm.
hey,
Hmm.
that's why we love wrestling. There's just so much going on. There's so much going on, and it's crazy. It's back to back to back to back to back to back to back. But I guarantee you, if it wasn't, we'd be bitching about where's the next fucking pay per view. When's the next pay per
Yes,
view? So
yes, because you're not giving us something to watch, and you got to be able to love that these people are always putting their bodies out there to give us entertainment.
and then you got TNA Rebellion coming up, or maybe it just passed. But I know that's coming up too, and then a TNA event in between that's going to also feature NXT stars. So
Yes, and
it's a win-win,
they're
dude.
really pushing that partnership. They really are pushing that partnership, and it's good to see.
Yeah,
I know because I believe if I saw it correctly during the week, or at least a reel or something I saw online, um, Joe Hendry is putting his championship up at the next pay per view, which I believe is Battleground.
against Trick
Uh,
Williams.
yep, but
So
it's a TNA championship that's being defended on WWE TV
which is pretty
or NXT
wild.
TV.
It's pretty wild
It is. That's
pretty
the
wild
closest to a Forbidden Door with WWE you're going to get right now.
right now. They bought AAA, so they're starting to
Hmm.
break that. Granted, they own it now, but it's breaking
Hmm.
that barrier of owning or having something different, right?
Hmm.
True lucha wrestling, and Mexico. If you ever watch lucha wrestling or even New Japan, it's very story driven. On top of crazy ass moves, so it's going to be pretty interesting to see how those relationships build and how WWE kind of utilizes AAA and TNA as
And
assets.
it's crazy you mentioned them. Did you see some of the people that actually got signed on to or
Um,
got contracts signed?
yeah, Alberto Rio got fired and got hired.
That's
Woo!
right. He got fired from WWE and now he's back with WWE through AAA. So he
Yeah,
is there. El
Eagle,
Hijo de
the
Vikingo.
Vikingo. Yeah,
El Hijo de
yeah.
Vikingo is part of there. The Viking King, the son of the Viking, that we saw in AEW. He has a WWE contract
You know what
or
my
a
favorite?
contract through that.
My favorite? Let me see if I have it. I believe I have it.
The hamburguesa dude, the
Nah,
hamburger
nah,
dude,
nah,
dude.
nah, nah.
They
This
got they
one.
got some they got some big luchador hamburger dude that I thought
This
was
right
pretty
here.
cool.
This guy right here.
Oh, let's go La Parca.
He's fucking signed, bro.
And he's old, man.
Well, this is so La Parca. That's the best part about Mexican wrestling. They give the name like the Great Habusa. He's back. Someone's a new Great Habusa in New Japan, but La Parca is not old. The guy who's doing La Parca is, I don't know if it's a family member or someone La Parca trained, but he's taking over the name. So that's what's fucking cool about it. Like it's just the Japanese and Mexican culture, they pass the lineage on, and it's just the legend of whatever character it is. This continues to live on through the trainee or through family members. I mean, Rey Mysterio is technically Rey Mysterio Jr. His uncle and his dad were Rey Mysterio. So it's just it just continues. So it's pretty badass. It's something different. So
I agree. Kudos to our lineage and the Japanese lineage for being able to pass down what's awesome to see. As long as you have the right person still doing it and keeping honor and respect to the name that we all love, that's great. If not, if you're gonna do it bad, just give it up.
I think that's why it takes so long to pick the next person who takes over that name, because they vet the fuck out of these people, make sure that they have
So
to, like, it's like a business, right? Like you carry the name, you have to fucking carry the lineage and hold yourself to that level of respect and
Are
honor and
you
whatever.
saying it's like picking the Pope?
It's like picking the Pope. Yeah. Hey, wrestling's like you can correlate wrestling with anything, really. All right.
Just had to throw that in there since that already happened this week. Current events. Current events. Region newspaper kids.
This guy's from
What is
America,
that?
from Chicago. The Pope that got picked is from Chicago.
What? CM Punk's the Pope? What?
Yeah, the Pope is from
Colt
Chicago,
Cabana's
Illinois.
Colt Cabana's the Pope.
Boom, boom, Colt Cabana. Boom,
There you go.
boom. Yeah.
I don't know if you've been watching any AEW.
Actually,
but they are working.
this is a story I want to talk about before we get into
They're
the pay per
working their
view.
way into their next pay per view.
Yeah,
Like we were talking about.
My the one I'm starting to like to see is fucking MJF really fucking trying to get himself. We're trying to really get into the hurt syndicate, dude. He's really trying to get himself into it, and he just beat the fuck out of Action Andretti and that fucking Leo.
Andretti.
Yeah.
Top Flight.
Oh, Top Flight. My bad. That's right.
He didn't go after the heels. He went after the faces, and the faces of, because all four used to be together for a little bit, but it was Top Flight. He got the brothers. He beat the shit out of the brothers.
Brothers, they all look the same. They all look the same with a stupid haircut. But yeah, you're right. I forgot the kid's name, but the two kids' names. But yeah, man, beat the fuck out of them.
All you gotta know is they're up and coming tag team stars that eventually will get there, but the way AEW has been running lately, it's going to be a good while before we see with any kind of belts.
Yeah. I mean, look what happened to Private Party. Look what happened to Private Party. They had the belt for like a month, and dropped it to the fucking big stars.
They dropped it to the big stars with the big names that hold up everything, and they haven't yet to be seen.
Not even fucking made a TV appearance yet, so hey, it is what it is.
And maybe it'll come after the next pay-per-view or whatever like that. Who knows? Maybe they'll do something where they do a run-in on the Hurt Syndicate just to try to come back and do whatever, but I mean,
you never know, right?
I don't know.
I like the we hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
We hurt people. Yeah, I want to see them hurt people. Love to see people get hurt. As long as it's not me.
Very true. How you liking that Samoa Joe angle with the Ops versus was it Moxley and his goons?
Well, I do want to see just Samoa Joe get another run with that belt. I think I won't say he deserves it, but he is the best opponent by far that is very believable to take that shit off of Mox. And Mox is scared. Mox is scared.
Wait a minute. I agree with what you're saying. But we're also going to get at the next PLE or pay-per-view for AEW the
number one
finals, the finals on the Owen Hart Cup, and that person is next in line for a world title shot, and you have Ospreay versus Hangman.
Yes,
my money right now, and I hate to say it because I like Ospreay a lot, but my money's on Hangman. They're making it more believable that Hangman is going to take it off of Ospreay or take the win from Ospreay, right? So if that's the case, you don't think Hangman has what it takes to take it off of Moxley? Knowing what he's been through for the past couple of years, according to his promo?
Yes, yes, and I think this is where it gets hard because Mox has been holding the belt too long, and Samoa Joe's a better contender to take it off of him, and because the big pay per view where he would actually be able to be the number one contender is in July 12th. That's a long time for Samoa Joe to hold it. That's 3 months or 2.5 months. So like it doesn't hurt to have him on there and make the ops heels after what they did to fucking Hook. I don't know. Like, of course, it's AEW, things change and whatever, but I would I would be more pleasantly surprised if Samoa Joe wins, and I'd be a little more pumped about that. Even if he has to fight Hangman or Ospreay, I think it'd be a better fight than him fighting Moxley. One of them fighting Moxley. Now, I think Hangman versus Moxley is like a revisit, a rubber match because they're 1-1, so it wouldn't be a bad thing either. But that storyline has gone so stale, the Death Riders, that it really is time for a change. And maybe you wait. It's a big risk to hold your champion for this long, up until all the way to July, for him to still have that belt, to really hold that belt. Like, that's just too much, man. Like, it's time to take it off of him. But I get the other side of the coin if he has to hold it to build up a heel versus face kind of thing. So,
and that's where I'm kind of pushing with it, because it's like, hey man, Hangman looks like he may be the next one to take it. And I kind of would want to see Moxley and Hangman go at it and then see what kind of backup, because they did mention the Dark Order, and the Dark Order doesn't hold a lot of weight anymore. But it would be nice to see those guys come back with Hangman against the rest of the Death Riders.
Yeah.
Just to see them go and at least try to help him get the belt with that, knowing that he's got some kind of companionship, compared to them trying to pull the story where he's trying to be back with the Elite.
Yeah, he's not going to be with Elite anytime soon. They're clearly heels.
I know he's not, but the Elite had already started chirping at him through TV, saying that they wanted him also to, be with them on that. And I was like,
yeah.
Do we have to go that? Do we have to do that?
I know, but like I said, the good thing about AEW is they do try to keep it fresh, and things do change. Crazy enough, like they do change. Maybe not as lately for the World Heavyweight Championship, but they do change. And again, I would think Samoa Joe winning that belt is a good thing, not a bad thing. But if he loses it, and it's a bigger build up to what's next, for whether it's Ospreay, because I know Ospreay's been wanting to put the company on his back, and All In is essentially his pay-per-view. He's been killing it on both All Ins that he was in. So like, it wouldn't be a bad thing, but Hangman might be a better choice right now. Like, he's kind of earned his fucking right to go back up on top. So it's really not a bad thing. So
Okay. I'll box with it.
I think Samoa Joe can give both those guys, Will Ospreay or Hangman, a run for their money. Even if he loses, it's good guy versus good guy. That's also not a bad thing. It doesn't always have to be a heel versus face. It can be face versus face. So.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious on that, because it's like, there could be some more coming with that.
So you said you watched Dynamite yesterday, by chance?
I did watch them, yes.
Did you fucking see fucking Young Bucks and fucking Ricochet versus Swerve, Speedball, and who was the other guy? Knight? It was Knight? No.
Yep. Yeah, Kevin Knight. Knight. They're trying to make a name out of that Kevin Knight. Like,
no, it wasn't Kevin Knight. It wasn't Kevin Knight. Kevin Knight got that's what by fucking Roosh.
Oh, that's right.
When you mess with the Bulls,
you get the horns.
The horns.
Yep.
No, but that fucking match, man, like I think people sometimes forget that the Young Bucks can fucking go, and that shit that fucking Matt Jackson did, from fucking jumping out the fucking ring to doing a fucking super kick to jumping off the top ropes to fucking then spinning around and then jumping to top ropes out to the outside and do a fucking Spanish fly. Like, dude, come on. Like, the Young Bucks are the Young Bucks, and people sleep on them because of maybe bad storylines or whatever. But damn it, some motherfuckers can still go.
When they go, they go.
They go, and they put on a fucking show. And I was super pumped to see. I feel like a glimpse of the old Bucks, and when they were fucking doing some shit. Not the EVPs, but the fucking Young Bucks. Like, it was badass. It was badass. It was a badass match. I enjoyed it. They're really showcasing, and Ricochet being with them also helps him boost up his stats. But they showcase a little bit of speedball and swerve and all that good shit. Like,
Mhm.
that was a good match, dude. I enjoyed that. I
Two
enjoyed
two
that.
takeaways from what you just said. Number one, Ricochet used to run with the Bucks back in PWG, so there's history there. There's a reason why Ricochet is there, and it makes sense that he's been getting a little bit of that push on TV. So you see him everywhere. So the fact that he's going, you're seeing old Ricochet, which is cool, or at least a better tone Ricochet, knowing that he knows now the cadence that WWE taught him not to hurt himself, but he could still do some outlandish things to make you go wow and awe, which is what you want to do. Number two, random random takeaway. Does, since we love to talk old school, Speedball Mike Bailey, I don't know if it makes sense to you or not, does to me, give you Tatanka vibes? Because Speedball gives me Tatanka vibes.
he
And Tatanka
actually
is
he
good.
actually gives me Steve Blackman vibes, just not as tough. Steve Blackman was a tough motherfucker, and
Yes, he
if you
was.
hear the stories on Dark Side of the Ring or just those back promos or like just podcasts with old wrestlers, they're like, everyone knew, don't fuck with Steve Blackman because he'll really
Yep.
whoop your fucking ass. Like
Yes, he would.
he was a super nice guy, but just don't fucking cross that dude because he'll beat the shit out of you for real. In real life, he'll
Yeah.
beat the fuck out of you.
Oh, yeah, because he was a fucking black belt, dude.
Yeah, he was a lot more than that. I think he was ex fucking military, so he fucking did a lot of crazy shit. So
On top of being a black belt. Yes, in judo. Yes.
so I he kind of gives me the vibes of being barefoot, but Tatanka, the hair maybe, and the way
Mhm.
his
The
not Tatanka.
barefoot, being barefooted, the hair, and just running all over the place. Just
Well,
give me Tatanka
Tatanka
vibes.
was never that agile, but
Oh
I get the
no.
logic. I get the logic. I do. I get the
Yeah,
logic.
he gives me Tatanka vibes. Dude, it's crazy. I love seeing it. I didn't think you were gonna fucking do that. Oh man. Oh shit. You got me
Fuck,
on the nose
I
with that
fucking
one.
used to love Tatanka, dude. I fucking used to run
Yep.
around in my fucking underwear with fucking just.
Yep.
Hell yeah, dude.
Culturally inappropriate. I love it. That's the way to do
It
it.
doesn't work when you're Hispanic. It is appropriate when you're Hispanic. There's a lot of Indians, maybe not his Indian, but other Indians.
Yeah, there's a lot of Indian. There's Indian in our blood. I mean, think about all the stuff over there down south of Mexico, man. All the pyramids and everything, dude. We got Indian in our blood.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah. So there you
By
go.
the time it gets here, it's watered down like the beer you drink, but it's all good. It's still there.
I still drink it. Still drink the
Mm-hmm.
beer.
Mm-hmm. You damn right.
I
You
I'm gonna
damn
be
right.
I'm gonna be that guy. I'm 1/16th Navajo, so I'm gonna start wearing headdresses and shit. One of those fucking idiots. Jesus fucking Christ.
How can you find out how diluted you are? I mean, I get it, ancestry.com or whatever, they made the commercial for it. Send, clip off some of your hair and put some semen in a jar and send it that way and they'll tell you what's up. But at the
Twenty
same
twenty
time,
three and me, fucking
yeah,
ancestry.com, all that bullshit.
yeah, dude, like what? How do y'all know, dude? Like what kind of database do you have? I don't believe that, dude.
I don't
Like,
believe
oh,
it either.
you're part German. I was like, dude, I've never left San Antonio. You're part German.
well,
Okay.
Fredericksburg is down the road, so and New Braunfels is
Yeah.
also. So you just never know, right? You just
Yeah,
never
no,
know.
you know what? Yeah, you're right. There you
Right
go.
over
We're
your head,
talking
right?
about.
Just fucking forget sometimes. It is what
I,
it
I,
is.
I do. That brought it up. I was like, dude, my last name is Spaniard, but I've never left San Antonio. What's up? But it's the lineage. It's the lineage.
The
It's the lineage.
lineage.
There's more than one.
There's more than one royal family. Ding, 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 ding.
There you go. Exactly. That's exactly where I was going with this shit. Exactly.
Jesus
The
Christ. Hey, you know what?
Gambling
You know what else
in
is
the soul.
coming out good from
Something like a
AWO?
big road road. Huh.
You can't not talk wrestling and not talk about fucking Tony Storm and fucking the
Oh,
fucking dude. Just
oh man, that four-way battle.
her character, and that little promo that Harley Cameron and fucking Anna Jay had. He goes, "You got my fat ass," and she's like, "With both hands, with both hands."
Dude, people have slept on Harley Cameron. She is a diamond in the rough, and she's starting to shine, and it's beautiful to see and fun to watch. Just watching her with her puppets because she's a actual ventriloquist, which is amazing for a characteristic for a wrestler, let alone a woman wrestler to have because they don't show that or showcase that enough. Showing her entertainment side, which is awesome. Um, she wasn't a wrestler, but she's learned a lot. She's picked up a lot, and she's still training. And you can tell she's starting to get a bit better, week after week, which is awesome to see. That's why they keep putting her on the show to wrestle. Yeah, maybe you could say that some other women do deserve to have that spot, but she's been showcasing. I mean, I don't see anybody working harder than her
She's
right now, so it's awesome to
she's
see.
entertaining. I think the person that works hardest in the whole women's division, and this might be you know, an opinion, definitely my opinion, but maybe a skewed opinion for other people, is Penelope Ford. I really hope that she had won and she got a shot at Tony
That's
Storm.
that's my it's my heart right there, bro. That's my heart right there. I've
She
been day one since day one at AEW, fucking following her, watching her, and seeing her bud and everything. I mean, from the matches she had with during the COVID when they did that one with the Miro with the what was it the arcades when they busted the arcades and stuff, the hardcore matches that she's had on AEW right past
yes, man.
the
Like
shutdown and stuff. Man, she's awesome, dude. She's
she
hot
does
and
a
she's an
shot.
amazing wrestler.
She
She's a
does
good
a shot
wrestler
at
too.
TBS or something. Like I think she's been
Yes,
the workhorse. She's been a workhorse for a long time, and
yes.
ever since she came back from injury, like
Hmm.
she's Kip Sabian has been helping her, and her in ring has gotten even better. Her character's a perfect heel.
Do you
I
know who
really
she's
was
married
hoping
to?
that I really hoped that she was gonna win, and then boom, like at least have a shot, and Megan Bain can be her fucking heater, right? But
Do you
then
know who her husband is?
isn't it Kip Sabian?
Yeah,
All right.
he's been helping her out a lot.
Yeah, man. So I mean,
Hmm.
like, and he's a fucking great technician. So
Dude, I'm not a fan that they haven't been showcasing him more. Like, yeah, he's there. He needed the spot,
with the patriarch, yeah,
so he jumped in with the patriarch because he had no spot in the show. If you were to cut it down, realistic, what was the last thing he did before the patriarch? He had his own gimmick going on, and then after it went stale and whatever, he started wrestling again. They didn't use him for anything, and it was really sad that he was off with TV. But in order to make your money, you got to be on TV, and I mean, they're both on TV, which is good because they're making money. But I want to see this boy go because he's like Sammy, dude. Him and Sammy Guevara, they go, dude,
his last
and it's
program
good to
was with
see.
what's that guy's name? That technician from fucking New Japan. The one we always talk about, that white guy.
Hold
What's
on.
his name? What's his name? Um, fuck. Starting on his name. He fought Daniel Bryan. He fuck. What is his name?
I'm sorry, I had got people at the door. What's going on?
No, who was that guy? The technician from New Japan.
Oh, you're talking about Zack Sabre Jr.
So that was Kip Sabian's last fucking rivalry against Kip Sabian. That's the last time he was really showcased. When he
Kip
was wearing the
Sabian
bag,
fought Zack Sabre
bag,
Jr.
you know, when he was wearing the bag over his head, and no one's
Yeah,
interrupting the
yeah,
matches. Yeah.
yeah.
So it's only, I think you're right. It's only a matter of time before they fucking turn on Christian and they go off. But Kip Sabian needs to be featured, man. And he was
Hmm.
floundering. They put him in a little group. He's been showcased. Whether he's getting his ass whipped or not, he's still getting showcased. So it's only a matter
Yeah,
of time that he can put some real work in, and him and his wife Penelope Ford can really take off and do some shit that they obviously can show you they've been able to do. Put the work
yeah,
in, get the job done. And I really hope that Tony Khan can see that he can rely on Penelope Ford to fucking bring up stars and make storylines. That one day
hmm
she just gets her comeuppance and she's able to at least get a good match,
yeah.
and win. Hopefully.
Hey man, put her against Athena at Ring of Honor if you're not gonna. I mean, there's a couple of women's belts over there, right? Give her one over there and let her showcase it on AEW like they've been doing before. Because if you want someone who not only has a look but can wrestle and can deal with some shit, she's your woman, dude. Don't get me wrong, Thunder Rosa's had her time. You've had other wrestlers that are doing it too, but these belts got to be moved around, man.
Yeah,
I
Sasha
don't
Banks,
understand.
Mercedes Moné needs
I
to
don't.
lose that fucking belt already and let it.
I don't understand the longest reigning things because the only person that's had a belt longer than her is Athena, and Athena's a good wrestler. I love watching Athena fight, especially when they had her and
Well, she
Mercedes
defends it, but
go.
she defends it.
She does defend it, but I mean, it's already been more than a year she's held the belt. If she's gonna pull a Roman Reigns to go for 2 or 3, oh my god, that's cool too. But that doesn't really showcase your brand enough to really push other wrestlers, other stars, other names. If that's the top that you can do, to me, here's Ring of Honor, here's AEW. If you're the top star here, you need to fucking take it to the next level and be a top star here. If you're not gonna push do anything on there, then you're just wasting your time being that on this, you know?
Yeah, it's like the NXT feeder for WWE. There's only so far you can get. There's only so many times you can hold a championship where You just gotta get called up and start putting your time in and see if whatever you're doing in that lower brand can work on the main brand. So, Athena, I think it's time for Athena to make her face known on AEW more often. Drop the belt to someone so that belt can start jumping back and forth to other fucking stars. It's
Yes.
just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe Penelope Ford is that girl who does take it off of her. So
And what about like New Japan Strong, dude? Like that was supposed to be like that's the American feeder for New Japan. They want to have the label and have it here. Mercedes is holding that belt, but are they doing anything with New Japan Strong? Like I haven't heard much of
I
that.
think I think actually whatever pay-per-views, I don't know if it's this upcoming pay-per-view or the big pay-per-view, she is fighting four times for all the four belts that she currently has. So she's defending the TBS championship, and then she's gonna fight for the strong. She's gonna defend the strong for against some Japanese woman, and then she has the Mexico belt, and then another belt. I don't know what the other company is, but I was reading it somewhere where she's gonna
Rev Strong, and that's overseas in England.
England. So I did read somewhere on one of the AEW pay-per-views where she is fighting either 3 or 4 times. So she's defending most belts coming up. So maybe this is the time where she loses it and then she starts making her way towards Tony Storm. Right? That's the idea, right? You have the TBS championship, that's the mid card belt, and then slowly you work your way to the main belt. So maybe that's what's coming up next. So who knows?
Well, that's cool. But hey, let's share what's going on here, man. Let's give some of the love to some of the other women that are working towards it. I want to see Harley Cameron with the belt. I want to see Penelope Ford with the belt. I want to see um, Anna Jay with the belt. Bring Ty Conti back and put a belt on her. But they're gonna put in work and do it.
Yeah.
I mean, but you got to have some faith in some of these women that are out there. If you don't, you're never gonna have any women stars, and then what?
Yeah, you're not gonna let anyone get over, and then what they're doing is just meaningless. Like look at Chris Statlander. She was a TBS champion, and she's just floating and
She's floundering, man.
She's
I
floating.
love me some Chris Statlander, man.
And she's about to fight Willow on tomorrow or today. Today, actually, on the special edition of Collision.
That's right. Why?
Because, right? Like
exactly.
It's because. Like that's the bad part. It's just because. So they need something going on.
I don't want to watch that. I'm tired of seeing them two fight because they're friends. Who cares? They fought already. They fought a handful of times already on TV. Change it up. Let's see someone. This Megan Bain chick, they're trying to push over or push to the moon. They haven't done nothing with it yet. Put her on TV and fight somebody, dude. Fight Willow.
Hey, speaking of the women, have you heard about this whole rumor about Mariah May leaving?
Going to WWE.
Letting her contract just run out and just going to WWE and testing the waters over there. How do you feel? How do you feel that she would do? You think she'd do well?
Great, because I'd rather watch her fight than Tiffany Stratton.
Fair.
She is a hell of a wrestler compared to Tiffany Stratton. And I hate to say it because I like Tiffany Stratton, but I'm done with Tiffy time. Tiffy's the champ right now. She's holding it down on SmackDown. She got her win at WrestleMania. But realistically, you can tell in the last handful of matches that we've even called it out ourselves here on the show that she is not holding her weight.
Not to be a champion. Not to be a champion. Maybe a tag team champion, but not a champion.
Not a full-time champ.
No.
Maybe IC or United States for a while, yeah. But right now I know they didn't want to give it to Flair yet because they were hyping up Cena more than Flair for now.
Yeah.
Charlotte will get it back eventually, whatever. She hasn't really been on since. They're bringing back Tiffy and Nia again. It's like, dude,
come on,
we're done with this. We're done with this. But at the same token, again, here we go. This new face will not only come in and be a face, but wreck shop and keep Mariah heel, put a belt on her. I'm not saying rocket strap her right away, but get her in contention because she can wrestle. We've seen her throw down. We've seen her get bloody with Tony Storm. She's her little mini me. She's gonna do wonders. I can't wait for it.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped about that. And you hit the nail on the head with the Tiffany Stratton thing. Like, hey man, you had your shine, and I get why they're revisiting the Nia Jax thing because they couldn't finish it because Flair won a Royal Rumble and they got thrown into that whole storyline. So let Nia Jax finish the storyline at this pay-per-view this week, or maybe the following one at Money in the Bank, and then Mariah May makes her debut, or maybe, and then there you go, you're off to the races. Someone new face, new blood.
NXT. She doesn't need NXT. She's better off just going straight into the main roster because they need another woman in there that can do some work.
They need
Hey,
heels. They need heels.
They do. I'm glad Zelina Vega won the U.S. Championship off of Chelsea. But I like watching Chelsea. Chelsea can fight. We all know that. Lucha Underground with Penta. We can see. We know she can go, and she's very entertaining. Love seeing what she did with her little Secret Service and all that kind of stuff. But don't just let her go into obscurity. Don't let her fade. Give her some other stuff to do. Keep her relevant, and that way we get Chelsea with someone else. But what other heel do we have that's a big mark like that can push themselves on TV? Nia Jax. Nia, she's been decent lately. I'm not going to complain about her. She's been decent lately, but I don't mind watching Nia versus watching Becky try to play a heel.
Yes,
Doesn't work.
because Nia Jax is like a heel, true heel. Becky is so much of a tweener, just like Flair, so much of a tweener that you're like, do I cheer? Do I boo? And it all depends on who they're fighting. Okay, well, Lyra, I'm not really going to cheer for Lyra, but I don't really care for Becky to have another belt. So I don't know, right?
Thank you.
You're in that boat of I don't care.
I love Becky Lynch. I've been a big advocate for Becky Lynch for a long time. 2 belts, Becky, even before, all that good stuff. I just don't want to see a belt on her right now. She didn't come back hot enough to deserve putting a belt on her.
Exactly.
They're just putting a belt on her for the name.
They put her. If anyone should have a belt right now, it should have been Naomi. Let her run the heel. Call it a day. Like let's let her take a run at Tiffy, or Zelina, or Lyra. Like let her take a run at that.
Well, she's SmackDown, so it would be either Tiffany or
Zelina. So again, it's just maybe when there's a superstar shakeup and you have the draft, who knows, right? But it's just there's so much shit back to back to back to back to back to back.
Who's the women's champion on Raw?
Io.
You notice I had to ask?
Yeah.
Why did I have to ask?
Because you don't watch
Because
wrestling?
they're not making her fucking relevant with the belt, and she doesn't deserve to have the belt either.
I like that she was fighting Stephanie Vaquer and that would have been a great match if it wasn't interrupted. But again, like Roxanne Perez is about to go after that belt right now. So
yes, bring in some new blood to give us some more stuff to watch. If you're gonna give us the same old what we were watching directly 6 weeks ago, I was gonna say months. You're not giving us anything good to watch. We might as well just watch reruns, and that's the last thing WWE wants is us looking at old stuff because they want to keep us watching the new product. We'll make it worth watching.
Exactly. So I mean, it's only a matter of time. Only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time, and I think just like any wrestling ever, it's just you gotta bide your time, and we're impatient. Wrestling fans are impatient because we know there's so much wrestling out there and so many good wrestlers, and the possibilities are endless. It's just how do we fucking get there, right?
Yes.
How do we get there? And it's just time for things to happen, and maybe this pay-per-view speeds that up. But really, I think obviously the main focuses are always the big pay-per-views, Money in the Bank.
Yeah, and I get it. This is the first PLE after WrestleMania. This is the Hangover PLE that they just kind of threw matches together.
Hey, remember it used to be WrestleMania Backlash.
It used to
for
WrestleMania
like a
Backlash.
little bit. It was Backlash for a long time, and then for a couple of years, it was WrestleMania Backlash, and now it's just back to Backlash. So we'll see how that plays out. But because WWE has, like we've been saying it over and over, back to back to back to back to back to back to back, it's just we got to figure out what to do and get there. Let's get to the end.
So if we had something else going on, I think it would help us out, especially with us being so impatient. And you know what that is? Is the fucking I was gonna say the lottery. You just said it ago. What is the draft? Let's have that fucking draft, dude.
They can do it like they used to. SmackDown, Raw does it, and then SmackDown does it, right?
Yeah.
1 week, 2 shows, get some new stars, shake it up, call it a day. In between the pay-per-view.
Originally, they would do the draft after WrestleMania, and Backlash would be all kinds of fucked up. You're like, well, hey, so-and-so's not on there anymore. No, they just have the matches, but they're already starting to work the new shit in, so that way those matches were forgotten, and then they're able to go on to the next pay-per-view.
They were also using the pay-per-view as an excuse to flip belts in different shows, right? Okay, Randy Orton's on Raw now, or John Cena's on Raw now, and Randy Orton's still on SmackDown. Well, John Cena retains and he goes over, right? Jey Uso retains and he's drafted to SmackDown. So
Hmm.
they used to do that once in a while here and there. So it wouldn't be not believable if they just did it again. So we just need time for a
Yep.
shakeup. Time to again. I'll reiterate what you said. I'm tired of seeing a rerun. It's time to mix it up. Time to change it up.
Yes. Yes. If you're gonna want us to keep, if you're gonna want to keep our attention to your 2 day PLE of SummerSlam, give me something to watch because it's summertime and I don't want to be home.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
want me to stay home and watch TV? Make it interesting. Hence, I can see Cena and Orton. We're getting a classic. Run it back. Who's next? Okay, we've got June. June is what? Um, Money in the Bank. Perfect. Have that winner mess with both champs, not just one automatic. Have them mess with both champs to keep it relevant. But whatever the next PLE is in July, they don't have to cash in yet. Have the next opponent for Cena. I'm gonna say Cena because I don't think Orton's gonna win.
Yeah.
Have them
Agreed.
lined up so that way they're already working on their feud. Let's say it's somebody else brand new that's going after him. Let's say Jimmy Uso is going after Cena. It's the wrong person, but just for the sake of the conversation, well, Mr. Money in the Bank is over here. I'm watching you. Hey Cena. Hey Cena. You know,
I'm gonna cost you. I'm
and
gonna cost you the
hey
belt.
Uso.
I'm gonna
Hey
cost you the
Jay.
belt.
Hey Jay.
Yeah.
Yes. But keep it interesting. So it's like, oh shit, are they gonna come out this week and fuck with them or not? Are they gonna try to cash in? What's going on? Because you have a full calendar year to hold it. Realistically to WrestleMania. Make it last, dude.
Make it
Don't
last.
pull one like Tiffany Stratton holding on to it so long, and she didn't finally start doing that until she was ready to cash it. It's like, come on, dude. You're just gonna walk around with a case. I don't want to see it. Like,
Either
do
way.
something.
Yeah. Either way. A lot of wrestling coming up.
Become a threat. If you're not a threat, who are you?
Exactly. Either way. There's a lot of wrestling. WWE, AEW. But stay tuned for another week of wrestling. There's a lot of things going on. Upcoming pay per view this Sunday for Mother's Day, or this Saturday for Mother's Day.
This Saturday,
Backlash, and then in a couple of weeks you got Saturday Night Main Event and Double or Nothing. So big things coming up. A lot of pay per views starting to pop off, but we'll get there. And it's
yes.
just watch wrestling. Just watch wrestling, right? So let's end it here, man. Let's end it here. Catch us
You
on
you
all the
already
socials.
know.
Catch us
You
on all the
already know.
socials. Hit
Yeah.
what do you want to call it? You want to hit
Let's hit that D'Lo Brown frog splash
ooh, that tuck in
on
between
that
leg frog flash. That's right.
like and subscribe and bobble your head after you've done it because that tells us that you're following us and make sure to keep following us because we want to see it. We want to see you here next week. We want to see you here the week after, and hopefully we are more entertaining than what's leading up to the next show. Because
Exactly.
I don't want to watch TV if it's not going to be entertaining. Let's get some entertainment going. Well, let's talk about it. Hit us on the socials. Find us on the podcast. And if we didn't already say it, Retro Relapse. That's Randizzle. We'll see you guys on the next show. Be on the ropes. More stories, more violence.
Woo!